And good evening. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome to Scotty Ray's Weather. I want to go over a few things in light of what has come out from the National Weather Service and to go over a few things with you. We'll make this a rather quick one, and then we'll do another update tonight as we get more information from the National Weather Service of what they expect, what's going to be happening here in our immediate area. By now, I think most people realize that the Meridian area now is under a severe storm warning, severe warning. Let me just pull this up here. Let's go to radar and the actual terminology of everything we've got going on. Winter storm warning. I said it wrong. Forgive me on that one. Let's pull up radar and look at this now. As we go to this, this is Clark County here that's still in the white. So Clark is not under one yet. Meridian has been added. Also, Kemper County and Newton County has been added, as well as Noxubee County here also, to where these were not under this before. Now, this will go into effect tomorrow at noon. Let's pull this up and read this of what this has to say. Winter storm warning now in effect tomorrow from noon until 6 a.m. Tuesday. And let me say this about that 6 a.m. Tuesday, that probably is going to be pushed because all the rain and stuff and ice that we're going to be getting from the night before at 6 a.m. Tuesday is not going to magically go away, especially with the temperatures. So keep in mind this is going to be rough. If you have people that work for you, count this in with their travels as you make this. I have no official list yet. If you've got a closing, pass that along to me so we can get that on to everybody. As we continue with the reading of the winter storm warning, again, that goes into effect tomorrow at noon and lasts until Tuesday at 6 a.m., portions of northeastern Louisiana, central, east central, northeast, northwest, south central, and southwest central Mississippi, and southeast Arkansas. That's a mouthful. Power outages are expected, and tree damage are likely going to be happening due to the ice. Travel could be nearly impassable. That's going to be our area here. The hazardous conditions could impact the morning or evening commute. The wind chills could be as low as 5 below zero. That's extremely cold. We're not used to that. Hypothermia. And as I mentioned before, if you've got a pet, go ahead and make plans to get that pet inside with you so they can stay warm with you as well. This is going to be, and when you start seeing the National Weather Service use some of these extreme words, which they normally never use, it's going to be rough. I don't know if they know just how serious this thing is going to be. It's forecasting it could be the temperature all about how bad it's going to get. Definitely, though, as we pull this back up, I want y'all to get a good look at this, and let me explain what's going on, where we are here. Let's zoom in on this now. I'll zoom in and mention towns. Over to just to the east of Meridian, you've got Sumter County, Livingston, Alabama. If you go over to Livingston, a lot, winter storm watch has been issued for them. Meridian has a winter storm warning. Clark still without one, but just to your west is Jasper County, and they are under the winter storm warning. Now, every graph that I have seen puts the heavier ice coming through the Meridian area, but most and a large portion of Clark County is still going to be getting sleet and things of that nature. So just because it's not listed here yet as a warned area, do not blow this off as, well, I don't need to do anything because my county is not lit up in pink. Don't make that mistake. All right, timeline here. Let's zoom in on this. Let's start down here at the south here. For all of our friends, let's turn on our location so you can see where you live in relation to what's going on. As we look here, Lake Edens. How many people do you know that live in Lake Edens? A good bit of people live in those areas. Be ready for this. As you go over here to Rose Hill, all of this area, over to Montrose, if you're traveling 15 out of Newton and you go down through Montrose to Lewin to Bay Springs, take heed, get prepared. As we go here, all these places in Newton County, under this, over to Scott, over to Forest. As we come into Meridian, all of Lauderdale County now is under this. And this takes in all the way out to Wyandotte, the edge being right there at the Alabama line, where they're not going to put, at least at this point, Alabama under a warning yet. They're under a watch. We go up through Kemper County. Kemper County is going to get a good bit of this. So our timelines, as we look up through here, Winston County, Noxubee County, the bread store that sits here, Brooksville, all of these areas all the way up to Mississippi State, and the Columbus area. All of this north to the state line is under that. Now, if you'll notice, radar, and let me make sure I'm not lying here, I've got it on. Radar is showing nothing in Mississippi right now. No rain, anything like that coming down. That is the good news that we've got at the moment. These are storm reports from earlier in the day. All right, timeline. Let me get this over so we can kind of look at one another, if that's all right. It's weird because for so many years on the radio, I just talked, nobody ever saw me, and so now it's like I'm talking to myself, looking in the mirror, talking to yourself. It's going to be okay. You roughly have, between now and tomorrow, I wouldn't be out past 1:30. If you have to get something, go to the store, be back home right after church time. After church is over, I highly just don't suggest being out riding around. Take this as a serious matter. So you spend a few extra hours at home because it's the flurry, the sleet and stuff could start as soon as 2:30, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon toward dark. Give yourself plenty of time. Be at home, be back home by 1 because it is Mother Nature. It could come early, it could come later, whichever the case is. Now let's go over the forecast of what we've got now. And again, this is still going to be tweaked a little bit in between now and then, but this is the latest information that we have right now. Let's go over that. The Meridian area tonight, 38. Not too bad. 20-mile-an-hour gust. It's going to be extremely cold tonight. Tomorrow, 31. Now let me back up on that. 38 was the high day. 31 for tonight is what our low is. So it's just below freezing. So if you've got water standing in your yard, and my driveway is dry right now, but if you've got water anywhere, if there's water on a bridge, that could freeze. As we go into tomorrow, a 20% chance of rain between 3 and 5. High tomorrow is 41. We'll drop down tomorrow night, a 30% chance of rain before midnight, of freezing rain, cloudy, and a low of 30. So anything that comes down tomorrow after 3 o'clock until midnight is going to freeze. Now, it's only a 30% chance, but that will make havoc on bridges. So as you get ready to go out on Monday, it could be very bad there on bridges and stuff. So take that serious there. It's not a large amount, but it is going to rain. It only takes just a speck of this black ice to make it slick. That we had plenty of wrecks this morning up toward Louisville there on 15 going into Louisville. That's going to happen all over because it's going to be more widespread as we move into that. Now, Monday is when things where you just really ought to stay home. 100% chance of freezing rain, mixed with rain before 10, then rain possibly mixed with sleet, a high of only 35, gusts are going to be 20 miles an hour. It could be about an inch of rain that falls. Monday night, 40% of snow, freezing rain, and sleet before midnight with a low of 15 degrees. So what that tells us, everything that starts falling down Monday morning at daylight all the way through Monday night is going to be a slick piece of ice everywhere. Our low is going to be 15 in Meridian. Gust of 20 on Tuesday is barely going to make it above freezing. 34 is what we're looking at for on Tuesday. So that commute on Tuesday morning will be rough. 21 on Tuesday night, then we get a 40% chance of rain on Wednesday, 90% chance of rain on Wednesday night. All right, this is that second round where we don't know a whole lot about everything right now. Thursday night, a 20% chance of rain and snow in the forecast with a low of 26 degrees. That's Thursday. That's pushing on there. Our main focus that we want to stay on right now is this weather that's coming in Monday night and interrupting the weather that we're going to have there throughout those days there. Again, we watch from tomorrow after church, say 3 o'clock, until Tuesday morning as our area of concern, because with these temperatures that we have, it's going to be low. All right, let's talk about Philadelphia and northward. Once you get to Philadelphia, it's going to be a little bit colder from there up through Louisville to Mississippi State in those areas, and anybody in the Macon area, it will be a little bit different weather for you. By tomorrow, following the same thing from 1 until 5, a 30% chance of freezing rain in those areas to where it wasn't calling for it quite so bluntly in the Meridian area. But there's a chance of that north of Philadelphia there, low around 25 tomorrow night. So that's going to put everything there Sunday night, that 40% chance of freezing rain, slick the following morning. So if you're anywhere, Philadelphia, Macon, Mississippi, Starkville, Louisville, all through these areas here as you go up through there. If you're going to be traveling 19, if you go over, you're traveling, what is it, what is the road? Is it Highway 14 that runs from Macon over to Louisville? Am I right on that? Highway 4, I think it's 14 if I'm not mistaken. That would be a very slick area to travel there. Noxapater, all you folks in that area there. All right, as we move into Monday, 100% chance of freezing rain before 2, then snow and freezing rain. A high only 28 on Monday. That's going to be cold. And you factor in the wind chill of what's going to happen there, rough. 40% chance of snow continuing with a low of 12 degrees north of Philadelphia. So Meridian has 15, 3 degrees, roughly 3 degrees difference north of here. That's going to be significant when we get into all of this. And then we look ahead to that where Meridian had that 20% chance of snow there on Thursday night after that passes through. A 60% chance of rain mixed with snow north of Philadelphia there. So we're going to watch that. We'll get through this first storm and see what happens later on in the week. It may all be gone by then. Who knows? Forecast changed a lot. But what we want to focus on is we are now, as we look at this, Meridian and all these areas now under a winter storm warning. This is not a watch. This is the real deal. It is something is coming. What are we expecting on amounts? A big question into the National Weather Service has not put out exactly the accumulation amounts, what they're expected. But if you were to take 2/10 of an inch of ice, between there and a quarter of an inch, it will virtually shut everything down. I've heard rumors of possibly up to a half an inch. You know, that could happen also. We're unsure at this point, but we are going to get some amounts. Whatever amount it is, it's going to be slick and cause many, many wrecks. All right, our next issue, now, and I got some questions about snow, where the snow would be and all of this. You would have to go into the Mississippi Delta, and it's looking like in the Delta region there, and between as you get up toward Greenwood, these areas toward the Memphis line, it could be up to 8 inches of snow, possibly in those areas. We'll watch that. But our area is not going to be getting snow. Our immediate area is getting ice. The worst of all winter storms of what you get, that's what is on the way for us here. And we want everybody to be careful. Again, this is like the last minute that you can get things done because you will not need to travel after you get out on Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon is the cutoff until this thing blows through on Monday, and we're done with it sometime Tuesday, we hope. Now, the next thing is, have you gotten your generator ready? Power outages are going to be likely. You know, in some cases in the rural route, it takes longer to get power. Always near a hospital, they go first. If you talk to any power company, it could be a couple hours, it could be 3 days, it could be a week in some cases to get power, just depending on how bad this is. We don't know. As a matter of fact, let me flip a switch here, and let's just look at where we are right now with power outages nationwide. Let me pull this up here and show this for you. I have to go back to flip another switch. How about that? Right there. This is what we've got so far with power outages. You look over at Texas, they've got 23,000 people out. In the state of Mississippi right now is 792 people without power. That's going to change drastically. You get up here into the Carolinas. North Carolina has 145,000 without power, 288,000. All right, let's look local. Let's pull up EMEPA, and I want to say, let me flip another button. Here we go. It's right there. Right now, I don't see, let's look at the counties when it comes to this. Everybody has power right now that is on EMEPA. And if you're not aware of this site, a real easy thing to maneuver, this is the map. If you ever have power outage, you're sitting at the house and you're thinking, when is my power? Do they know about it? You can go to emepa.com and go to the report an outage and take a look at it and zoom in up on the street that you live in, and it'll show how far it goes out. Handy. And it's listing here that 0 people in our area right now without power. That is good. And as we all know, that most likely will change over the next 24 hours. And again, we don't know how to tell you how long it will be, but if there's ice, trees are going to crack, they're going to break. Pine trees are the worst. If you have a home that has a tree right above it, make sure that you're in a part of a house to where if it were to fall that it wouldn't hit you, or make other plans to go to another home until this is over. Let's don't forget about generators. If you're without power, do not drag that rascal in the house. The fumes from that will kill you. I can't remember, it was 5 or 6 people that last hurricane that we had. A generator killed about 5 people in a family as they slept. They'd been working all day and they drug that generator too close and that exhaust fumes went inside. It's not worth your life. Make sure to leave that outside, vented. If you've got propane heaters, make sure that you've got ventilation with that. Don't get too close to your clothes if you're trying to warm up. When I was a kid, I remember my sister trying to warm up over a stove, and she had on a fur coat, and she put her hands over the stove, and it caught that fur on fire, and she had to burn up her new coat that she got for Christmas. Never forget that. Accidents happen real quickly. Your space heaters, make sure where you place these. If you get those near a curtain, it can cause a fire quickly. Check on the elderly, do everything you can, and you're part of the woods. Everybody can't do everything, but if you take care of the 3 to 4 people that you're close to, somebody else on past that will take care of those, and together we can all kind of work together to get through these things. Let me see here. Let's look at this of temperatures. Let me pull this up here and show you what we're looking at around the state right now. As we look at Meridian, we're sitting at freezing right now at Meridian. If you can see that, hopefully you can. As you go further north here and you get through the Scuba area here, still 32. You get to Columbus, Starkville, sitting at 30 degrees. You go over this way, let's see where we're at here. This should put us somewhere around Louisville in this area here. There's Ackerman sitting at 30, Crawford. Let's go on over here. Kosciuszko, 30 degrees right now. Downtown Louisville, it's 30 degrees. And Noxapater. Let's go a little further west out here. Greenwood, 28 degrees. That is chilly. Indianola, Mississippi, sitting at 27. Let's go in northern Mississippi, Clarksdale, into the Delta. 22 degrees right now. Oxford, 27. And the further that we get up here near South Haven, this is the end of Mississippi, 21 degrees there already right now. 19 as you go into Arkansas. Look at these temperatures here in this darker blue area, really, really cold. Forest City there, 19 degrees. So that gives you an idea of what's going on nationwide and what is coming towards us. It's going to be drastic. There's no way to word it otherwise. Montgomery, Alabama, 46 degrees right there. Now, again, I'll have another update tonight because the weather is going to change a little bit in between now and then. So we'll have a better understanding of what's coming into the night and into the wee hours of tomorrow. As of tonight, there's no rain that is mentioned in the forecast that's going to cause problem. It's going to be after lunch tomorrow. Let me see here of comments and things. Lynn Swain told me, no more bad news, please. Oh, get your rest because you're going to need it. Yeah, I will need a little rest between now and then to report everything I think that is coming. Thanks for the update. Stay safe. That comes from Shirley Gardner. Thank you. April Rogers is watching. Lori Rice is watching this afternoon. Also, Ginger Thomas. I assume, Ginger, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Beverly Massey is also watching this afternoon. Danae Kirkland George watching. Thank you so much. And as all of this comes about, if you have, when you start seeing freezing rain, post it to the page so others can see what you've got. Keep it, because it helps others when they make their plans on where they're traveling, if they've got to know what's in your neck of the woods, if you post these things, and we'll get those out as quickly as we can. Ken Buffington, thanks for watching. Beth Vick, pleasure to keep everybody up to date on that. And I love the comments. Thank you so much for doing those. As we move into, I'm trying to think, this seemed like there was, oh yeah, did everybody see the report a while ago? Only our very first ever 2-time champion impeachment man. He won. Donald Trump has been acquitted, not guilty. That was big news. I'm sure that there's another plan developed by now. I'm getting off from the weather just a second, but there's always plan B to come after old Don. But Don pulled through that one once again, so I thought I'd pass that along to everybody that is watching that maybe hadn't heard that or seen that yet. He has been acquitted. They tried, and they tried hard for 4 years. It didn't work. Thanks to Marshall for watching. Beverly Massey, thank you for watching also. Judy Welch, I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Thanks, Judy, for watching. Also, Candy Luke. Hadn't talked to Candy in forever, and she said it's Burr where she is. I think you're deep in Kemper County somewhere. Terry Rayner watching this afternoon, and also Melissa Grafton Williams watching this afternoon. Let me see here. The maps and all of the videos at this point, no changes on those, as we still got that rough weather out in West Texas, so it's pretty much the same. Let me see here about temperatures of where we are wind chill wise in Meridian. Let me go back over here and hit this button to get the mostest greatest that we've got. Meridian right now, we're sitting at 34. The wind chill is at 26 degrees. As you go, let me look up. Let's go up on the other side of Philadelphia and get a current there, if that will pull up right for me. And that's not going to do that right. Sorry for that taking so long. Didn't mean for that to drag out like that did. All right, we're looking at 26 wind chill, 33 right there at the Philadelphia line right now. Let me go back over here and turn the temperatures on this, because some of them are a little bit more accurate. I've got 4 or 5 different ways to get these, but I felt that was a little bit closer to it. As we zoom in on this, let me pull this back up, hit some more buttons to get back over here. Right there. As we show this 34 at Keyfield in Meridian, we go to 33 degrees at NAS Meridian there. Stark Vegas at 30 right now. As we go to West Point, 33, just cold. And I'll close out with saying about the pets and the animals of taking care of everybody. Make sure if you've got cattle to get those taken care of now. Let's go to plumbing. That's another serious thing. We mentioned, me and Candace was talking about this the other day about mobile homes. If you've got a mobile home and you've got skirting, and that skirting is pulled apart and that wind can get up underneath there, get under there, wrap up everything. If you can, block that wind from going up under your home, because that will freeze pipes quickly. I know a lot of people, and you have to be very careful with what you do of trying to, the ways that you invent to keep pipes warm. Most people will turn on a little bit of water and keep a drip running overnight just to keep those pipes going. So if that's the way you're going to do it, but be careful if you try any other routes, because it's not worth burning your home down over. Don't do that. Be careful. Your outside pipes, if you have a way of going ahead and wrapping those, where your water hoses are, wrap those tight. If you have a way of turning off the water to those, go ahead and get that taken care of. So that kind of wraps up everything of where we are, what we've got, what's going on for the moment. Now, I'll be back after a while after we get some more updates as the sun goes down and we move into these nighttime hours as to what's going on. All right, let me say thank you to San Marcos. Can't leave those folks out. Sanders Gas, Tiffany Blues Decor there in Meridian, and also in Quitman there. Also, Rick Justice Automotive, great folks. Drop in and see Tom if you're needing a car. Graphics Guru here in Meridian, along with Kemp's Photography. If you need some pictures made in the snowstorm, she might take care of you, along with all those senior portraits. Also, a big thank you to SMI Automotive, Joe in the game. Piggly Wiggly, also Joe, you can't miss him. Lauderdale County Farm Supply, Eastgate Tire, and EMEPA, some of the fine folks that sponsor us each and every day. They've been with me since I began, and I can't thank them enough. I do appreciate that. We'll grow. We'll get bigger. We're going to be adding some more equipment to make things a little bit better, to forecast and get things out, more cameras and great things like that. So I'll be back a little later on tonight, and let me say again, thank each and every one of you for watching. If you wouldn't mind, share my page and invite your friend list to this so that they're aware of what's going on. And it's easy to carry this with you, your phone, anywhere you go. That's what makes it great. Again, thank you, and I'll be back in just a little bit with more weather updates here at Scotty Ray's Weather.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by